Hi, and welcome to Eye on the New Zealand Sky with JD. These short little videos are just to try and encourage people to get outside and look at the sky during this COVID-19 lockdown and learn some of the stars and planets that are actually out there. So, I run Gisborne Astro Tours in Gisborne, of course, or near Gisborne. And here's the website here, gisborneastrotours.co.nz. I have a Master of Science degree in astronomy through Swinburne University, and I'm a fellow and immediate past president of the Royal Astronomical Society of New Zealand. I'm a school teacher. I teach mostly science, and when I'm not teaching science and look during the day and looking at the stars at night, during the free time during the day, I'm usually surfing. I enjoy surfing Gisborne's great waves. Here's me surfing out at Wainui Beach, photo by Derek Fryer, and yeah, enjoy nature. So tonight's target is the planet Venus. So if we go out after sunset, about 30 minutes after sunset, when it's sort of getting darker, look to the northwest and you'll actually see low down, not far from the horizon, you'll see a bright star. That isn't a star, but it's actually the planet Venus. Now, here's a photo I took a few years ago, and here's Mercury and Venus near where the sun is about to rise, and there's the other planets there, Saturn, Mars, Jupiter, and the Earth underneath me, of course. Now, Venus never actually wanders far from the sun. It's always either in the morning sky just before the sun rises, or in the evening sky just after the sun set. When it's in the morning sky, it's known as the morning star. In the evening, it's known as the evening star. And the reason why Venus and Mercury don't get far from the sun is their orbits lie within the orbit of the Earth, and so you'll never see Venus way out here, like up in the sky at midnight, because it's within the orbit of Venus, of the Earth, I should say. Here's the Sun, Mercury, Venus, and so you'll see that Venus is either this side of the Sun or this side of the Sun from where Earth's orbit is. Here's another photo of Venus in the morning sky, and it's a really beautiful object to look at, really bright. The order of objects in brightness in the sky goes the Sun, Moon, then Venus, the third brightest object. This is near the constellation of, or it was in the constellation of Scorpius back then. Here's the head of Scorpio, here's his body coming around here, and here's his tail down here. So that's Scorpius, and that's Venus. Sadly, that isn't the glow of the morning light. That's actually light pollution from Gisborne, and sadly all around the world, cities are giving off stray light that is going up into the sky and ruining the sky for people to enjoy the stars. Now, Venus is hellishly hot. It's the hottest planet in the solar system. Even though it goes Sun, Mercury, Venus, Venus is further from the Sun than Mercury, but it's actually hotter. It's about 460 degrees Celsius there. That's not a minus, but about. So 460 degrees, super hot. If you took some lead or sent a lead space probe to Venus, after a few minutes, that would be your space probe. Lead melts at 328 degrees Celsius, and in the 460 degrees Celsius thermos of Venus, it would melt. Now, the reason why Venus is super hot is it's got a super dense atmosphere. It's made up of 96% carbon dioxide, and it even rains sulfuric acid on Venus. The pressure is like being 90 meters below sea level on Earth, in the water, that is. 90 meters deep. So that's how much weight is pushing down. And what's happening is with this atmosphere, the sunlight or infrared, especially the heat from the sun, is coming through, going through the atmosphere, getting trapped under the atmosphere, kind of like throwing quite a few extra blankets blankets on your bed at night. The heat gets trapped, and the heat is trapped on Venus, and it's been building up over millions and millions of years until now, when it's this hellishly hot temperature. So it's basically global warming, greenhouse effect gone really, really wrong. Now, Venus shows phases like the Moon through a telescope, And Galileo Galilei in 1609, he was the first to recognise that Venus actually did go through like a crescent Venus, half Venus, full Venus, or nearly full Venus, just like the moon. And it was this understanding, observation, that helped Galileo prove that or point out that the Earth was not the centre of the solar system, but that the Sun was, and that the planets, all the planets, including Earth, orbited the Sun. In the 1990s, 1994, the Magellan probe sent back radar pictures of Venus, and with radar it could actually photograph through the cloud and photograph the terrain of Venus. And there it is there. It's just hellishly hot, pure land. There's no oceans, no lakes, rivers and so on there. Just super dry, super hot, and just not a very forgiving place whatsoever. So let's get under the stars. We're just going to have a quick naked eye look at the sky, and then we're going to look through a telescope where I'll take the eyepiece out of the 16-inch or 41-inch centimetre mirror telescope and put the camera in here, and light will come down from Venus, hit the mirror, up to here, and come out the side and into our camera. So let's get outside and look at the stars. Thanks. Okay, so the sun has set and it's a lovely night, and the sun set out to the northwest here, or west-northwest, and Venus is actually up here in the northwest, and it's very easy to see with the naked eye. What I'll do is I'll adjust the camera lens so that you can actually see Venus above the hills. And just one thing, remember that a planet like Venus is basically reflecting the light from the sun. So the sun creates the light and the light bounces off Venus, and then we can see it with our eyes. It's almost like a planet or Venus is like a giant mirror in the sky. So we'll just have a look, and we'll adjust the settings on the camera, and in theory, you should see Venus up near the top of the screen in the centre, and we'll just zoom in a little bit, and there we go, I can see it now. Let's see if we can actually point my finger to it. So there it is there, that's the planet Venus, just there. And the light from Venus takes probably about 2 or 3 minutes to get to Earth from reflecting the light from the sun. So that's Venus, the evening star, and remember, when it's in the morning, it's the morning star. Okay, I've put a 2x Barlow on, so it's doubled the magnification through the telescope. And yeah, you can see that Venus is looking like a half Venus, like, you know, with the moon, a first quarter or a last quarter moon. So pretty much half illuminated from where we are on Earth. Look at the angle we're looking at Venus. We see half of it lit up by the sun, and the back half isn't lit up by the sun, of course, so it's dark. So that's why it's looking like a half Venus at the moment. So there we have it, Venus. Please get outside and check it out over the next few weeks until it disappears in sort of early May sort of thing.